is Georgie.
I'm Jonny.
And I'm Sam.
Hello. And this episode, we are going to be talking about childhood toys.
Yes.
Oh,
Get my sad violin out because I barely had any.
We are going on a nostalgia trip.
Yes.
And I have to say, I have unlocked some quite deep childhood memories from this. They're not too dramatic, don't worry. But just before we get started, I want to give out a huge shout out to, let me get my little information here. Oh, that nearly showed you the thing. So big thank you to the Queer Little Shop. Obviously we are the Loosey Goosies, and I have some little presents for the three of us from this shop.
Is this an Etsy shop?
It's an Etsy shop. Really sweet little shop. Please go and check him out. I really want to plug this shop. It's www.queerlittleshop.co.uk. They do the cutest stuff. Arrived really quickly. I've had you can see how bent it is. Talking about myself. It arrived super fast, really sweet, yeah. So as I have a little.
No way!
Oh my god, yes.
Little badges with geese honking on it.
Honking, because that's basically what we do. So
Yes.
there we go, Sam. You can have one little honk.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
To go with my...
With your...
Sam is actually wearing a silly goose jumper.
I know. I love it. There you go, Jonny, my
Oh my
love.
god.
Oh, thank you.
Are geese
That
queer?
is awesome. What? Some of them might be.
Don't
Well,
know, but there's a whole...
I've never
there's
asked.
So this person, Ren, does a whole section on geese. So if you want to
Oh my
support like us and
Yeah.
the Queer Little Shop, please go and check out their stuff and see if you can go and get yourself a honk badge.
Honk
Like,
badge.
you can just honk away with us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So
Thanks,
cool.
Ren.
Sweet. Boop, boop. Thanks, Ren.
Yes.
Ooh,
Right.
that's quite cool.
There we
isn't
go,
it?
that is done. And so back to the, what are we? We're on an episode, that's what it is.
Childhood toys.
Childhood toys.
Yeah.
Now, you're about to go into a very sad violin story.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that
Hang on.
our childhood... How dare you?
And it's clearly not what violin sounded like either for me.
Yeah, that sounded slightly haunted.
Well...
Bing, 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 bing. This sounds like a banjo.
You leave my violins alone.
I just want to say that our childhood toys, mine, Georgie's and Sam's, are from like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Like exclusively, I think.
Yeah, so there will be a few Fisher Price stuff coming up. And if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. If you don't know, then you're too young, go to bed. Actually, no, you're too young, you're probably 30.
Oh no!
And getting ready to work your stooge job in the city.
Oh god!
I'm telling you to go to bed.
Who wants to like pluck one out of the nostalgia barrel first?
Well, I think I'll go first with the Fisher Price because I sort of mentioned it. God, yeah. So I sort of wrote a few toys out, and then I had to do some good old Googling. Oh my goodness! Does anyone remember the big yellow teapot?
So vaguely,
Yeah.
very
What, one
vaguely.
that had like a door and windows on it?
Yeah, it had red windows
Yes.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know.
forgot about this.
And it was just like, I can't even remember what was in it, but just
It
hours.
did open though, didn't it?
I think you could take the lid off.
Can I just interject
Yes,
because
of course.
bring out the violins again because
Oh yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding.
I barely had any like proper good toys and stuff, right? So I looked at other people's toys from a distance, and I remember that from someone else. That little the yellow teapot. So I don't know what it is. I just looked at it and I was like, oh,
Well, I have to say
my
that
childhood fantasy.
this I went to a nursery, so this was, I didn't own this. It was the nursery owner.
Yeah.
That,
Is it big?
I mean, to a 3-year-old, it would be.
Oh yeah, I
big.
suppose. Yeah.
It's almost as big as your head. But I mean, hours of entertainment spent opening and closing a lid. And I don't even know what it did or what went in it. But just, I feel like for any 80s baby out there, it's got to be up there as proper.
I've got a really good visual in my head. I never knew it didn't do anything. Maybe did it
come
come with characters?
You opened the windows.
Honestly, I have a vision in my head of it actually opening, but I definitely remember like the lid. But I'm trying to think, did it do anything else?
Was it on wheels? Did it sing a song?
Yeah.
Who
Did it
knows?
pour
There's
well?
no sound with it.
No.
I don't think at all.
Well, back then Fisher Price weren't really electronics, were they? It was just plastic stuff. Very cool plastic.
Yeah.
Necessary plastic.
Oh
wash.
yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
By the way, I'm just showing an image to make sure. Was it this?
Yes.
Because I
that's
remember
exactly.
the stairs that popped out.
You pop the lid, and
Yes.
people come up.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, what? You press the lid down and stairs come out, or people?
No, you press the lid, and then the lid opens up.
Yeah, you
and then
push
you have
it and
little
it's
people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I never touched one. I just saw one from a distance.
Johnny,
Honestly, if anyone wants to know, just Google. Literally, if you just put into Google 80s yellow teapot house.
Yeah, you will.
And toy, obviously, because
Toy.
otherwise you'll probably get some weird teapot in
Yeah.
the house.
But it had characters, right?
I mean,
I
to be honest, I
never
think.
remember
Oh
the
no, wait.
characters.
The back was open. It did open. There's like a little pull out, and then you can go in.
Oh.
Oh, like a
Like
doll's
it's-
house.
It had awful wallpaper in there. It really did. Did you know what? It's all coming back to me now. Like
I
it's
mean, how
swiveled
do you-
inside.
How'd you furnish a teapot?
Honestly, you've unlocked a core memory.
I know. I've had
Holy
fun
hell.
doing this list. I really have.
I think it even moved. Like there's a wall in the middle of that.
Okay,
moved.
I'm gonna just throw another one out at you.
Okay.
Because it is Fisher Price. Do you remember the family treehouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very
say
same
yes.
mechanism. Okay, but it was a tree.
Yeah.
I've been having flashes of the tree, trying to wrap my brains like, what was
Yes.
this tree?
And it was cool because I had to Google it.
Yeah.
It's called the family treehouse. Fisher Price family treehouse.
Yeah, I do
Very
remember it.
similar. I think you pop the.
Yeah. It wasn't
The-
Family
That is
Sylvanian,
it?
was it?
Yes.
Oh my god! Wait, I'm showing Jonny another picture.
Oh yes, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah, and I think it just looks like a kind of green skull cap. And it has a slide or something.
Yeah,
But just hours of entertainment. Again, I didn't own this. It was part of
this was
The
in
nursery.
the
my family somewhere.
nurseries.
Yeah.
Nurseries. But I remember like
my
people used to have
God.
fight. They'd be like little 3-year-olds having punch ups over like who was
God.
going to play with the yellow teapot
Yeah.
and the
the green
family
tree.
Like, that's my turn.
Simpler times.
And the other thing that with the Fisher Price was the roller skates. Do you remember that they were the
They were white
they were the
and blue.
shittiest roller skates. No, they were yellow
Oh.
roller skates.
Oh.
You put your feet. You can put your shoe into, and they were yellow, mainly yellow, blue, and red. And I wonder how many broken bones were from these because
Well, that's like the olden days Heelys.
oh god, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really crap, and they made you super static. You remember? Yeah, so
Oh my god, yeah.
those were like my proper like
The chief plastic producers, Fisher Price.
yeah. And the other thing that I didn't own, but we're going a bit older now. I didn't own it, but a lot of my friends did. Was Sylvanian families.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
friend did, yeah.
Yeah, and
She had so
having
much.
I think the caravan. I think I actually did own like the bunny family, but I never
Yeah.
had like there was a caravan, there was a
I remember a
tree
slide.
house.
Maybe that was part of the treehouse, a slide.
Oh, probably.
There was an
a
actual
barge.
like mansion house.
Oh, I don't
There's like a
know.
proper doll's house for them as well, and it was
Yeah.
huge. I have memories of going to a friend's birthday party who just seemed to have all of them, everything. It's a whole room full of
Sylvanian
them.
families.
Yeah.
Very popular.
I remember being very
Yeah.
jealous. I wanted all of it, but back then it was like, no, you're a boy. It's like, okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I think,
No,
yeah.
I don't think
I
my
think
mum
I
would
got
have
hit with
but-
that stick as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think I had the bunnies and I had the Badger family. And so it was good to go to my...
Is that the knockoff?
Badger
Badger family.
And I used to go to my friend's house and we used to just spend hours just making up scenarios and playing, and I
Oh.
think she had the caravan, I can't quite remember.
I do remember it. I mean, they were huge, weren't they?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Sylvanian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we got given an Argos catalogue for Christmas, not as a present, but to
hang on.
but to pick
The
our
sad
presents.
banjo coming out again.
But to pick our presents, and so we'd you'd circle it, you'd give it back to my mum, and she would go out and maybe buy it. And I always circled that, never got it.
Oh.
Never got it.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
It was cool though. It was a very
Don't
cool.
sound sorry. That's not
Yeah, whatever. You're an adult now, Johnny. You can buy one.
Yes. Do you want one?
No, it doesn't fit with my aesthetic anymore. I dream bigger.
So there was one thing that has majorly unlocked a huge childhood memory, and it took a while to find. I kind of had a memory of like having a panda, like a tiny little panda, that you could sort of transform into something else. And I spent a little bit more time than I would like to admit trying to find what the hell this thing is. I found it. So it's called a glob. How would you pronounce that? It's Galoob.
Galob?
Glob.
Hang on, was it what?
Galoob.
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 A galoob.
Yeah.
Never
So
heard
a
of it.
galoob sweet secrets panda gem. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's it.
What?
So
80s or 90s?
So the 80s.
Yeah.
So this was, I remember my parents were going to look at a house in the country. We were obviously moving.
Yeah.
And they left me in the car because I was so obsessed with this little panda. It was tiny. It was like just as small as a child's kind of palm of hand.
Yeah.
So you opened it up, the little gem, it had a ruby on it. And then you opened its little arms and legs and head, and then you closed it. And then you opened it and you put the head in.
Oh, so
was
it
a
packs up into a little thing and
packs
unpacks.
up into a little gem, and it was so satisfying.
Interesting. Oh. I feel like there's something in my brain telling me, yeah, you've seen that before, but
And
very distant memory.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, gosh, and I must have been about 5, 6.
Yeah.
And I think they were linked to another big childhood toy that I like called Secret Keepers.
Okay.
These are very girly toys, like gender girly. And there was a big purple snail. I remember this big purple snail. And they smelt like that very plasticky 80s plastic soft
Yeah.
squidgy toy. They all had particular smells. But I think that they were called Keepers with K-E-Y.
Keepers.
Keepers. Yeah, and these globs. Sweet secret pandas. And they were all kind of interlinked. They all kind of like, if you bought one, you got something to go with that one.
What, do they interact, or they're just like characters?
They're just characters,
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds
I
quite
mean,
cool.
marketing,
Yeah.
A1.
Are you sure that wasn't like a hand-me-down from like the 70s or 60s? Because it sounds like one of those super simple toys from like way back, which didn't really do anything, but it was just a pleasure to have.
I think a lot of, if I'm honest, like a lot of kind of girls' toys, I would say, were just for the aesthetic of looking pretty.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting doing it. So I had, I've got the classic like Barbies. I had Barbies. I mean, I had a crazy dog that used to eat my Barbies. So they were always like mangled, like bits of plastic, and the hair was always cut off. And I think I only had about 2, and then my parents were like, no more Barbies for you.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is like, so I really like My Little Ponies. Again, it was like
them.
the same as like this kind of like pastel-y colours, looked pretty, that smell of that sort of like plastic, aesthetically
It's
sort
like
of
catnip.
pleasing
kids.
for sort of like 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old child, like
Yeah.
kid.
Well, anything with hair used to like
Yeah,
send me.
brush the hair.
The
and-
trolls.
Yes.
Or trolleys.
The trolls
Yeah.
were slightly harder plastic.
Yeah.
And you put them on the top of your pencils. I
Well,
remember
those
that.
ones came free with like cereals, like Weetos or something
Yeah,
like that.
I've actually got trolls. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
had a few, and they were so popular in the
Yeah.
80s and 90s to collect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
But their hair
good.
wasn't as good as Barbie hair. Barbie hair was like really
What are you
good.
talking about?
Troll
The
hair was like
The
troll hair was like.
trolls was. I mean, it felt
Well,
weird,
it shot
but-
up in the air like a blowtorch flame, right? But
Yeah.
the fibres that they used wasn't very brushable as Barbie hair.
Do you know
Barbie
what?
hair was
Okay,
great. Or My
troll-
Little Pony hair was the best,
Yeah,
actually.
that's the best.
Yeah.
It had a shine to it,
Yeah.
a magical shine.
Purple and blue hair, come on.
I know, but like I think troll hair is definitely like when I've bleached my hair a bit too far, and it's the next day, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
this has got wire in it, might fall out. I realised that I actually really liked anything that was sort of, as well as the aesthetically pleasing thing, which was very much kind of a feminine, girly side, and that's from my granny always used to give me My Little Ponies and sort of dolls. But I was really obsessed with Transformers.
Oh.
Anything that transformed from one thing into another, and I think that's why I liked the little secret, the glob secret sweet secret panda jam. God, I can't even say it. Like
Galoob?
Polly Pockets.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
Polly Pockets. I
Love
wasn't
Polly
allowed
Pocket.
that, but my brother did have Mighty Max, which was the equivalent.
Is that what? Because I was literally trying to think what the equivalent was called. Because
Yeah.
I remember having the equivalent. I did have Polly Pocket as well, I think. Or maybe I just played with all my friends Polly Pockets. But yeah, the boy.
Yeah,
inverted
Mighty,
commas
Mighty
version.
Max. So he would have like a. So essentially, it's like a round disc that opens like a book.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Polly Pocket was a shell, maybe that
Yes.
opened.
Yeah.
And Mighty Max was meant to be like a layer. So the top part was looks like an apartment, and then he was able to go down further, and it would be underground layer or something.
I don't know.
Can't remember the story. It was a cartoon.
You just reminded me of a toy actually that was quite iconic when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember getting think of Polly Pockets. Also, it's really tiny. The
Yeah.
Death Star. So I remember having the Death
You
Star.
got the Death Star.
I got the Death Star.
What's the Death Star?
So you know the Death Star from Star Wars? It's the thing that blows up planets.
The round-
The round thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that people make. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did Lego now, and it's like
Yeah.
crazy.
But I had the I guess what do you call them, like micro people version of it. But there's like a little mechanism on the back that you would kind of pull towards you, and the whole thing would open and split into 3 levels.
Oh.
So you'd have like
I see,
tattoo
that
at the
sounds
bottom.
That sounds
a bit funny.
fancy.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
Fancy.
Very
No,
fancy.
but, like, we were you know not a well-off family. The older I get, the more I realise like how lucky I was to get some of these toys. Because I was
Yeah.
like, they didn't have money at all. But managed to get so like Tatooine on the bottom. It had a bar in the middle, and then at the top it had
bar.
like yeah. Do you know the bar where like in Star Wars where there's the thing that has like no mouth, but they're all playing like weird
Oh,
trumpet
do
things.
do 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 do.
Yeah. Those. Had those, and then has them like I don't know something on the top. But it was fantastic. It was- and then
Wow.
I had this obsession as a kid in my books and in some of my toys on drawing on them, like colouring them in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really stupid.
I got something like Warhammer would be perfect for you. You know, you like to get the little
Oh yes.
the micro
Yeah.
micro figurines, and then you paint them, and there's a whole world.
Yeah, I'm watching a friend of mine at the moment on social media where he's getting into it again, and he just updates every day. It's like, oh, I've just finished painting this dungeon. I was like, jeez, it looks so cool.
But I think do you think? So I know a few friends who. So people obviously who market things are really clever, and they're marketing things to people who are in their late 30s, early 40s, and it's all nostalgia. So like, you can buy like My Little Pony, like bed sets, but like for double beds and like bed
Is
sets.
this for bronies?
Bronies,
What's a
yeah.
brony?
Have you not had a brony?
These are guys who dress up. as My Little Pony.
Yeah,
and
it's like
they
a whole-
look so fabulous.
And it's not
Yeah.
even it's not a
I'm
sexual thing
holding my
either,
breath
is it?
right
It's
now.
just it's not a sexual thing either. It's just
They just
people
want to
love-
look
They're
pretty.
Not Furbies. Not Furbies.
Furries.
Furries.
No, yeah, no.
not furries, no.
So they'll have like a unicorn thing, and they just look very
Tails.
pretty.
What?
Yeah.
Quite often, it's muscular guys as well
Yeah,
doing it.
you know, like proper
Oh, I
like
love
bear-looking
this.
muscular men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me about this.
Bronies. It's a whole world.
bronies.
Oh my god. Yeah, like things like that. Like I went to go and buy. So another thing that I used to love, Care Bears. Again, very kind of girly, and I'm putting that in kind of quotation marks. I know, you know, I'm sure plenty of boys really like playing with Care Bears as well. But you can buy whole Care Bear merch, and it's all much for grown-ups.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
I just love it.
Yeah, they know who their audience are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wasn't into Care Bears though. I was more into Gummy Bears. Remember the TV show?
Yes, gummy
Yes.
bears.
Gummy Bears.
But I think because I'm slightly older.
Yeah.
That was where I was key My Little Pony and Care Bears.
Did you ever have the hairdresser's head doll? It's just a head and shoulders.
Oh, and it
with
like
hair.
I think
Yeah.
Friends did, but I never did. I
loved going to my girlfriend's houses as a kid and just ruining it.
yeah.
Because I was so into it. I wasn't ruining it
Because
being
you were
spiteful.
bitter because you didn't have any toys. That's the sad banjo.
Oh well, no, I wasn't doing it out of spite. I was just like so into it that I'd end up ruining it.
you just go in and just shave it like.
Yeah, but like shave one side.
And then realise you've actually just shaved your friend's hair, not the toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be given to him to play with, and it would start out looking like quite nice, and then end up looking like a new romantic. Just one side
God.
shaved, and the other side long.
Did it end up looking
Makeup like a
Mad
clown.
Max.
Did it end up looking like that doll
Yeah.
from Toy Story with Sid?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
Horrifying doll
After
with
my-
a mechanical like limbs.
Yeah, so after my dog had got hold of my Barbies, that's what they were like. Oh god, these poor Barbies. Like just the like it. I love Transformers. I love Popples as well. Do you remember Popples?
No.
They were like these really cute, sort of fluffy, round things, and then you could turn them inside out, and they were a monster on the other side.
That
Oh,
sounds familiar.
I had one.
So, you
I had
know-
a Gremlins one.
Yes.
You had one?
Yeah, Popples. Do you not remember? Yeah. And I think they've taken the theme recently of the octopus. You can have happy octopus,
Yes.
sad octopus.
Yeah.
That seems to be really popular at the moment. Popular. I can't speak. But I love Popples. They were cute.
Popples, that's what they were called. Yeah, that was clever. Yeah, the Gremlins came out with one, so you could, because obviously he gets water on him and he multiplies. And there would be fur balls at first, but then you turn them inside out and it'd be a horrible, grotesque
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
gremlin. Brilliant.
Yeah, love that.
And they were stored in a pouch in his little belly. Yeah.
But my favourite thing, and I'm going to say one more thing, and then I'm going to sort of two more things. Move on. Let someone else speak. I absolutely loved He-Man. I was obsessed with He-Man.
He had the power.
I wanted to be him.
Did you?
I wanted to be him. By the power of Grayskull. Oh my god, I loved it.
I find all that hyper muscular, cartoon stuff really sort of funny to me because it's. I associate muscle with like sexiness, So when I see it in a kids thing, it just makes me chuckle.
I know, but I wanted to be He-Man.
With your fur boots and
Yeah, I just. I had a lunchbox that was He-Man, and when I went to school, everyone had either Sylvanian Families, Forever Friends, this sort of peach horror like a lunchbox, Barbie lunchbox. There's me with my He-Man lunchbox. And I was so proud of it as well. I was like, I've got a He-Man lunchbox.
Did you like the other characters in He-Man? I think was one called Lino.
Oh god. Oh no, that's Thundercats.
Is that Thundercats? Oh, I'm thinking of Thundercats. Okay.
No, we're going off topic. We're going into cartoons now, which I know I started, but I don't know if I can say a lunchbox was a toy. I mean, Jonny, you probably would because you didn't have any toys.
Well, I did have toys, but they were like hand-me-downs and fines.
Yes, and seamless seg to you.
Oh, Segway. A seamless segue into my sad childhood.
Hang on, sad banjo coming up.
Thank you. Actually, not. I don't know why I didn't have so many like new toys. Because I'm like the third child, so a lot of hand-me-downs from the 70s, and my middle brother who's had a cooler imagination than me in picking toys. I was more interested in like making stuff and things like that. So I was like semi-forgotten about. Semi like we've run out of money, I'm sorry. And maybe I was picking like really expensive stuff like Sylvanian Family. I'm sure I circled that a million times, but it's probably
You
really
could have
expensive.
had one badger, the baby badger, and that would be it.
But being the youngest child, like traditionally, aren't we usually more showered than the other siblings?
Depends on the money situation.
Like a lot of my stuff was hand me down.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
I mean, it weren't terrible stuff.
I've got a billion cousins, and I'm one of the youngest. So.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't terrible stuff I got.
I don't actually have a billion cousins. I mean, you know what I mean.
Very fertile family.
Probably like something, you don't actually have a billion. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. I've got a lot.
Oh, also, everyone I like went to school with and stuff. They all seem to be vastly richer than my family. So when I went to their house for play dates, the gems.
The gems.
Oh, the things I touched.
Do you mean the Galoob sweet
Yeah.
secret panda gems?
Oh, I couldn't move for them up to my knees when I went round to my friends. Yeah. It was outrageous. But I remember one of the most, in my eyes back then, one of the most richest things I ever saw was a ice cone maker called Mr. Frosty.
Yes. Oh my god.
And I thought that was the pinnacle of, because it actually makes something that you can eat.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So you were ruled by your stomach from a very early age.
I couldn't believe that existed. I mean, in America, if anyone's listening in America, you guys had that easy bake ovens, you know, stuff like that. We never had that kind of stuff. But a snowman, and he turned his stomach.
When you said that.
Oh my god.
Your face went really long. It was really no.
Yeah, a snowman that made ice. What did he make? He made an ice cone?
I think it was just like almost like a slush puppy, wasn't it?
Oh, slush puppies. That was
I think
it.
so. And then you got like the little cute, cool. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. What are we going? You know what I mean?
Very different direction.
I went to school with a cult leader. So I was sort of bedazzled by other people's like really cool toys. Yeah. But if we went back to my toys when I was growing up, it was stuff like Kaplunk. Do you ever remember Kaplunk?
Kaplunk. And
Kaplunk is a see-through tube with lots of holes in it.
Yeah.
And you get these plastic sticks and you put them in like a nest around the tube.
Yeah.
And then you chuck a load of marbles in, which rested on top of the sticks. And then the aim of the game was to take a stick out at a time.
I loved Kaplunk.
Kaplunk, and release the marble. When you release the marble, you got a point or lost a point?
There were different coloured marbles.
Yeah.
I think you'd win by how many, or was it how I can't remember actually.
Yeah.
How many sticks that you had got out?
I wondered if it was that. Yeah, but then if you like obviously release the balls, as it were.
Release the balls.
Release the balls. Then you'd lose. Do you remember Frustration as well? Board game.
Frustration.
Oh.
So Frustration was how to explain? So you have like your, obviously like any game, your little coloured pieces that go on the board, and in the middle was like a little dome that you would push in, let go, like have a really loud click noise of the dice moving inside.
I had it, but I never knew how to play it. I just liked to press the thing.
Yeah, it was so. I loved it
press
so
the
much.
dome.
I can't remember what the Frustration thing was supposed to be about.
I don't know.
I remember playing it a lot when I was a kid and loved it.
I have no. This is the most.
Yeah, there was like a really hard plastic see-through dome with a dice in the middle, and it really made a good hearty click.
I'm having a memory of like that kind of kinesthetic, tactile memory.
I'm showing you a picture of Georgie.
Yes, I do remember it. Yeah, I do remember it. I can't remember how you played. Oh yes, and the where you put the pegs in was plastic, and they made a really nice sound.
That's right. Your player was in a slot.
Yeah, a little slot, and
I never actually played it. I just pressed the button.
It was probably like a really shit game, but it just
must have been.
Should we just get it and then we'll play it and then give you an update?
Yeah,
we'll tell you guys what it's like.
We'll do a Patreon episode playing. Well, we've all hand me downs. Like everything's like damaged in peculiar ways because it's gone through 2 boys and then gone to me,
yeah.
and I was a very gentle boy, a gentle sort of feminine kind of boy as well, right? So when Kaplunk got to me, the sticks which you could bend and they wouldn't shatter, right? They were sort of they would bend and then the corner would go white where it's bent and stay in that shape.
Oh, no.
So instead of straight sticks, most of them are like in boomerang shapes and S shapes. And it's like trying to thread that through a hole in a tube. My life was so hard.
It made you really good at sewing.
Yeah.
Like, woo!
My life was so hard. And to make matters worse, like Georgie said, the marbles were coloured depending on the player and stuff. Oh no. Mine were all kinds of like see-through marbles. It was just a collection of balls.
Just basically stones from the park.
I'm pretty sure my Kaplunk was just regular marbles.
Was it?
Maybe
that makes me feel slightly
yeah.
better. Yeah.
All my sticks were straight though.
You swine. Trampling on my
You
childhood.
tit.
That's such a cruel thing to do to a child. Like here's the game, like, but it doesn't work.
It did work. You just had to be really skillful.
It's one of those like sticks that if you try to bend back into place, it just snap.
No, you bent it back into place, but because it had been bent back,
A little kink.
yeah, for so long, it sort of gradually made its way back to its original bent position. Yeah. Boo. Had fun though.
Just like
One of my
us humans.
faves. Yeah.
You try and straighten us out, we will
Exactly.
slowly leave us to our ways, go back to our bent original forms.
Take a vision for the future. This is what you're going to be. Bent.
Oh god. And then I thought about that, and then I thought about something really sort of small, which maybe we all had, that you've all forgotten about. And what I thought was, I used to have loads of plastic or rubber, I think they are, domes that you would turn inside out,
Yes.
place it on the
God.
surface, and then eventually it would right itself, but pop into the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. What were they called? What were they?
Poppers.
Is that what they're called? Poppers?
But child friendly.
Yeah.
Again, who knew that, what you'd become?
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
What a popper.
You're taking poppers.
Oh, God.
The non-child
with
version.
with your bent straws and your poppers and a
Oh, my bent kaplunk. Oh. And my mismatched balls.
Bent.
But I thought about it. I thought about that and I was like, yeah, we did have that. God. And for some reason, that provided about an hour a week entertainment.
I think they came from cornflake boxes. You always got a free
Maybe.
little toy.
Yeah.
You use that and fleckers that go on your bike spokes. I think they're called
Oh, yeah.
fleckers.
Oh yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, cornflakes used to do it. It was a cockerel with
Yeah.
the thingy on it, the shiny bit. Yeah.
My
Because surely no one in
goodness,
their right mind would buy those little popper things. Would you?
I don't know. I think you just bought them in a bag of like 10, maybe. Why would you need 10? I don't know. I often had a fantasy of like having a huge one and it would go pop straight through the ceiling onto the
To me,
roof.
if you look at ladies' contraception,
Yeah, diaphragm.
not that you would, but they just like
Think of nothing
they look
else.
like mini diaphragms.
Ooh.
Very bizarre.
Yeah. But that shot into my memory. I was like, yeah, I do remember that. That and tiny bouncy balls, and I think we called them super bouncers because they were so small. When you bounced them on the floor, they hurtled into the air. Sometimes you couldn't even see them.
You'd never find them again.
Yeah, and then you sort of look around, and then in a distance you hear it hit the floor, clonk. And you're like, where was that? Where was that?
Boing, boing,
Yeah.
And then you never find it again.
And then sometimes you would be like bored, and it's quite nice to chew them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Johnny, no, okay, too far.
You know when you chew something like rubbery in
it's
between
like
your teeth?
squeak.
I like squeak.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
some of
was
them
that
are
really
crumbly, and
halloumi?
it was really yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah,
Like
squeak. No, because that's uncooked halloumi. The squeak of halloumi.
Really? I thought all halloumi's got a squeak to it.
Most
Every halloumi I eat
does. Yeah, most does.
If it's started to cool down, I think if you heated it up, it should be like squishy in your mouth. And as soon as it starts to go squeaky, it is not cooked, or it started to gets a bit cold.
I like
Oh,
that
I find it
squeak.
weird if it doesn't squeak.
I need a squeak in my
I need
Loomie.
the squeak in my mouth.
Waiter, excuse me, where's the squeak?
Excuse me, it's not
Come
squeaking.
back.
Please get me one that's more good.
So yeah, lots of hand-me-downs, you know, puzzles with like 3 pieces missing, a bit boring, sort of thing. But then I started getting paid pocket money, right, which was about 7. It started off at 5 and then ended up at 7 when I got a little bit older. So nothing extraordinary.
Pounds?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. A
I
month.
used to get like £1 a week from
Yeah, a
various
month.
older.
Oh, a
Family
month.
relatives.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
about to say a week.
No,
Wow.
no, my God, that's a lot.
Gosh, you in the money.
Yeah, yeah. I did feel like that when I got paid from Dad. It was just, where's my fur coat? Where's my cigar? I'm going to the shop, bitches.
Yes. Pluck me a chicken, peel me a grape, pick me an orange. I have my pound.
Straight to the shop. I just bought all the Kinder Egg surprises for all the toys
Oh,
inside.
Kinder Egg. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yes.
There was a specific series they did. It was a green crocodile. I've unlocked something.
Yes, and the turtles.
Yes, crocodiles and turtles. That's right. And what like there'll be like a girl one holding a flower, and there will be
Oh, I remember her.
yeah.
And you didn't make them, so they weren't your classic Kinder
Yeah,
eggs
no.
where you had to make a little kind of micro car or
Yeah.
whatever. It was just
Yeah.
a little
It was literally like a fully formed tiny figurine.
figurine. I guess.
Figurine, yeah. So I used to like go mad for those. Yeah, the ones that you built. Oh my God, some of them are so challenging because they're so tiny.
Yeah.
Shoving
Yeah.
the whole train into an egg. Yeah, and the chocolate that came with it was just like, you know, sometimes as a kid, I'd be like, "Is that chocolate?" So weird.
I love Kinder chocolate. It's one of my
Oh,
favourites.
I don't know. It felt a little bit like they dipped paper in
Oh.
like year-old chocolate. Do you know what I mean? Like I love Easter egg chocolate, and I think part of its likability is that it's been on the shelf for a year, so it has a certain tinge to it.
Okay, so I'm the same. I really love Easter. I'm not a massive chocolate person, but I do love Easter egg chocolate.
Yeah, but I think that's because
And I
it's been
was
left
like,
on the shelf.
It tastes so much better. And then someone told me, and I googled it, so therefore it must be true, right? Apparently, the reason I like it is they use way more sugar
Oh no
in
way!
Easter egg chocolate than they do in your average bar of chocolate. They're like, you like it because it's more sugary, and sugar is addictive. And I was like, I know, I can eat loads. Oh god.
Beautiful stuff, though, isn't it? Oh,
I love Easter
So,
eggs.
Johnny, you know when you were like, we were talking about childhood toys,
Yeah.
and you were saying, "Oh, I don't have any," and we all go, you know, sad banjo.
yeah.
It really reminded me of, you know, from Toy Story, Forky. The plastic fork with the googly eyes and just like the bit like
Oh, that's Sporky.
was it Sporky?
He's a
Yes.
spork, isn't he?
Yeah, I could just imagine like 5-year-old Johnny
I mean-
just playing with a spork.
I mean, very, very close. I did play with a Christmas decoration with a loop on it to put it back on the tree. That was a thing. I mean, that's almost as sad.
Yes.
Oh my god, I feel like
So
sitting
your
with parents
list, I
down
thought it
there.
was going to be
What are you
like
doing?
a pile of dust. I
A
don't
brick
know.
that my
brick.
dad drew eyes on and a smile.
Oh god, because do you know what?
Oh.
There's probably children out there that is their
Yeah, maybe.
equivalent.
God, that's quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've got to say, my actual childhood toys were teddy bears, right? Sort of an odd collection of teddy bears who I fell in love with. They all had backstories, all had personalities. They all had to sleep. I made houses for them out of boxes. You know, I gave them lives.
So I
They
love
were
that.
real.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was my sort of thing anyway, because I didn't get like the good old.
I think like children do
thing.
have their things. So that was mine. Was definitely anything that can transform from one thing into another.
Yeah.
That was.
I've still got my best my lady.
She is amazing.
Linda, I called
and I can
her.
actually see Linda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in. She's under a glass dome at the moment.
And if you are a Patreon,
Oh,
we might have a cheeky picture of Linda for
Yeah.
you. So yes.
she is. Yeah, she's turquoise with a pink nose. I'm not sure what she
or
is.
maybe she's not.
Oh, wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
We actually don't know what kind of
Yeah.
animal that is. I kind of thought she might be like a gummy bear-esque
Rabbit?
thing.
Maybe. Oh no, hang on a
Could
minute.
be a bear.
I mean,
Rabbit or
she's
bear?
kind of squished in a glass dome, so it's difficult to say. Like a.
She is amazing though.
Yeah, she's
I love
very
it to
cute.
have her.
Yeah, and actually, I feel kind of heartbroken, thinking about getting her restored, and I'm a bit like, I get like emotionally scarred from it. I don't know. It's very
In
strange.
case it goes wrong.
Yeah. So that's why she's under a glass dome, because I feel
We'll have to send
a
you
bit
to
strange.
the repair shop. You know what they're
No, I
doing.
couldn't do it. She's
You
gonna have to
cry,
feel like it.
yeah.
I think so. I'm tearing up now. Anyway,
Oh, Jonny!
I know.
Oh my goodness! I'll give you a hug.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, she's called Linda, right?
Which is fantastic.
So I had her when I was 3. And I said it's Linda. My mum was like, "Who's Linda? Who's Linda?" We don't know Linda. We have never had a family friend, Linda. There's no one called Linda. And she actually burst out laughing.
Storybook.
Linda.
Or like Linda's quite an old-fashioned name.
Could have been a ghost.
Don't you think?
Oh God, yeah.
Do you like to be visited by them?
Yeah.
I do love though. As a child, you can have like you have such ridiculous names, and then you just happen to come out of Linda.
So funny. My mum laughed so hard, and then suddenly it was real because that was it. It was Linda, and then I'm asking my nan to like make her a skirt because she's going out to a disco or something. You know, she's got a whole backstory. She had a whole life.
Sam, like looking at like, oh,
No, it's so sweet.
She had a
Very
whole
sweet.
life. Honestly, she went swimming with me. Like I took her to the Lido. She's been to the Lido with me. I know.
Incredible.
Sorry. I've just realised I didn't mention Casper. Can I just give
Go
a
on,
very
yeah,
quick
Casper,
shout
yeah.
out to Casper? So I have a life-size baby harp seal. Not a real one. It's a toy one, a stuffed one.
Yeah.
Not a stuffed real one. I mean, like
What, you still got
It's a
it?
stuffed teddy.
yeah.
On your bed?
Yes, on the end of my bed.
Yeah.
And he has been there since I was about 3 or 4. I will be buried with that toy, like Casper.
Linda's coming with me.
Like I love him so much. And well, when I was in my rebellious phase when I was 15, I dyed him blue, and I decided to have a bath with him, not realising that he was made probably in the 70s,
Oh God.
and was made of that awful
Asbestos.
no problem,
Shit.
that you don't wash. And
Yeah.
bless my mum, she had to go and take him to work, but they had big tumble dryers, and to go through the tumble dryer, and it like made his like fur all weird and stuff. But he's still there. He went for the washing machine. I had to take it all out again. He's very flat. He's a very flat seal. And his name is Casper.
Oh.
With a C. And I named him before Casper the Friendly Ghost. And I was like, you've named him after Casper the Friendly Ghost. I'm like, no, I didn't. I've had him since he was 3. He's Casper with a C. He's named after one of the kings in the Bible. Yes, I was a Christian. Ugh.
God. Yeah, I
Maybe
mean...
Casper and Linda should meet.
Maybe. I have to get another skirt made. She has to doll up a bit.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Lipstick, eyeliner, eyelashes.
Yeah.
Nails.
Nails. Did you, when it was in a dry, did you watch it the whole time? Because my mum used to wash mine.
Mum did. I did leave it with my cousin once, and I cried the whole way home.
God.
Yeah.
I would be so
And so I can't believe I
paranoid.
didn't even mention cat.
Oh,
I don't know
I
why-
watched it in the washing machine the whole time,
I don't know
60
why
minutes.
I didn't think about like cuddly toys as toys. I don't know why. There's none of that on my list.
I've got one. Actually, it makes me quite sad that you guys still have yours.
No, go on, tell us about
So
it.
I had one that I took everywhere. It was called Sleepyhead, and essentially it was a small flat pillow with arms and legs and a face, and I took it everywhere. Even up to like I think when probably like a couple of years before I met Jonny, and then I think like my dad like moved away, and like a lot of all our stuff got scattered. I think it got put in a pile that was burned.
No!
And I remember saying to my mum, I was like, where is my Sleepyhead? Like, because I'm a teenager. I was like, where is Sleepyhead? And I'm pretty sure, I think he went into the fire.
Oh my God.
So I'm like-
Sam, I want to hug you right now.
I
It
do-
sounds awful.
It's fine. Like I've looked online. I'm gonna get
So
a new
hang
one.
on,
But
what was he? So can you show me a picture
shall I
or
see if
describe
I
him
have?
to our listener?
Honestly, think of a normal pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrink it down to like an A4 size bit of
A
paper.
little
Yeah.
pillow
Give it some arms and legs, little flat arms and legs.
and draw.
But he's got a face on it that says Sleepyhead. I wonder if there is a picture actually.
What?
So, I know. Okay, sleepyhead.
Sometimes I think of products and I think, why was that invented?
I'm trying to think. How does that sleepyhead soft toys?
Do you know
Strangest things.
It's really weird. There's some sort of memory
Sleepyhead.
slowly forming in my brain right now. I think I've seen one of these.
Sleepyhead pillow toy. Let's try that.
In your hand as you were putting it into a fire.
Yeah. I'll have words with my dad when I see him next. What did you do to my sleepyhead?
Yeah.
I can't find a picture because I mean, it was definitely not a mainstream thing.
No, there's a.
But his body,
Was
his
it,
actual
like-
hands and his feet were fluffy, like had cushioning in it.
Yeah.
But like the actual
Was
arm
it
and leg
blue
bit
and
was black.
white? Pale, very pale blue and white stripes.
No, it was just
Oh.
white, just like a
Okay.
creamy white, and obviously like it's the pillow.
Oh.
Like
Ooh.
Sounds
thing,
like
and
something you
I-
get at a fun fair. You
I
win.
don't know. I mean, I do know. I mean, I should ask my mum
Not to
like more about it if
besmirch
she
your
remembers.
sleepyhead.
No, it's fine. It's all good. But no, yeah.
The lonely children.
Oh,
I do miss my little
sleepyhead.
sleepyhead. I know.
I'm writing it down.
It's very cute.
Sleepyhead.
I will find a. I will try and find a picture and see if I can get it out there because it was
Yeah.
an amazing little thing, which is hilarious.
God.
It's weird that there's some sort of memory
Yeah.
going on where I'm like, I think I've seen that before, but I can't.
Mm.
It's for some reason like Tots TV. It's kind of in
Oh,
that.
I love
That's
Tots TV.
coming round in my head with the sleepyhead thing. I don't know why.
I mean, yeah, definitely an 80s. Like, it's definitely from the 80s though. Like, I had it
Yeah.
like from birth.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's always there. My
80s
sleepyhead.
were amazing for like creating children's
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, yeah,
Really good,
amazing.
iconic characters. Yeah.
Oh, sleepyhead.
Oh mate.
Oh, is it me? So I mean, but some of the other toys that I've got though, like I don't think they're like not mainstream. I mean, they were mainstream stuff, but not maybe you guys didn't have. Well, obviously you didn't have them. But one of my favourite ones I ever had. So Terminator 2 comes out, and then my auntie and my godmum, who are together, they got me a Terminator gift for Christmas.
Amazing. How old were you?
Oh my god! I mean, when did
Must have
Terminator
been
2 come
about
out?
5.
Yeah,
That's
'Cause
very
I was
cool.
about 8.
Wait, this is the one I've seen.
yeah.
It's big.
It's a really big, probably like a foot and a half, maybe kind of
Yeah.
tall, of Arnold as Terminator.
Yeah.
And
I think
like,
it's in the attic.
I do still have it.
This
I do
sounds
still have this
epic.
toy,
Yeah.
and it came with hilariously you know the big black gun that like spins and shoots. I had one of those guns.
Minigun.
But he had minigun, that's it. But he had buttons on the back, so you could make his eyes glow red because like part of his face is like obviously melted
What a
off.
cool gift.
And
That is amazing.
yeah, it was so cool, and like it just make noise and it would say like I'll be back and all this stuff. And
Hang on, you must have been about 5.
I must have been right, like 5 or 6. Like whenever T2 came out, that's when the gift.
Yeah.
But they did tell me about and do you know what? By the way, the original batteries are still in there and it still works.
Amazing.
It's so
Where
bizarre.
is it? Is it your mum's
I think
house?
it's in the
It's
attic.
So it is
Yeah.
here. I'll get it down next
Yeah,
year
so
around.
we'll be doing it later.
But they told me about another gift that they were going to get, and although I love this toy, I kind of wish I'd had that as well. But it was I don't know how they do it, but it was a little contraption where you'd put the robot exoskeleton of the Terminator.
My brother had it.
Did he have it?
Yeah.
And then you put it in like this chamber, and it put skin on it,
Yeah.
and then you could like peel the skin off, like they do in the.
It was
in the film.
it was alginate. It was like the stuff
Alginate.
you know the stuff they did put on your teeth to make
Yeah.
an impression. That rubber stuff.
Yes.
It was that stuff.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, pink stuff.
They were going to get me that.
Yeah.
So this is what I was missing out on my childhood because I had like nice smelling, plasty, squishy, lovely hair things,
Oh.
which I very much appreciate. But I really, I was into.
Yeah.
I very much, I like the boys' toys.
Oh.
See, my brother had a better imagination to ask for that, and he got it.
I just
Yeah.
I had some really
But
good biscuits.
you can only use it like 3 times before you run out of that pink
Oh really?
foamy
Pink
stuff.
goo.
And you're probably never going to be able to buy it on its own, are you?
No,
Like,
no,
not
probably
back then
not.
anyway.
Yeah. It was very cool though.
Yeah, such a cool toy.
I sat around like it was some sort of mystical thing happening, and then he took it out, and then he was like, and then this guy here shoots him, and then he ripped off a bit of flesh to, from his arm
that's
to
so
show some
cool.
skeleton. I was like, oh.
So did you guys not have any like gun toys or kind of?
I had a lot of Action Men.
Yes,
and
I
Batman
was
toys.
never allowed anything with like that was shooty.
Oh.
No, because I was a
I
girl.
don't think I did have anything like that.
I mean, when I used to go around, obviously, like, girlfriends' houses or even my cousin's house who like had Barbies and Polly Pocket. My God, I was all over that. I was all over it like a rash, and I loved it. I think I did. I think, and it was of that time where it's like, well, no, you can't have Barbies and stuff like that as much as I wanted
pink's
them.
for girls and blue's for boys.
Exactly.
Oh my God, how
Also,
boring.
when did that flip happen? Because in the Victorian times, it was the other way around,
Ah,
and then it flipped,
so
and now it's not allowed at all.
so it was I want to say like William King something of Orange. I can't quite remember, pulling a fact from nowhere here. He didn't like the colour red because it reminded him of something to do with, I think, the Pope or something. So he changed. So red was a very masculine colour, and he changed everything to blue because he preferred blue and he wanted to get as further away from red as possible. And that's when the flip. William of Orange, or I don't know. Don't quote me on this. There is a fact. There's a fun fact there about why it changed.
Yeah.
Back in the day, red and pink were very masculine and blue was very feminine.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Very nice.
So it did change.
Okay.
Back to
Back to me.
toys.
So let's get some
Pew
other.
pew toys.
What?
Pew, pew,
pew, pew, pew. But yeah, had a lot of action in. There's one toy actually that's just popped in my head, just as a side note. Obviously, Batman Returns and Michelle Pfeiffer, the most iconic Catwoman I think ever.
Did you have Catwoman?
I had a
No
Catwoman
way.
figurine. I Batman was my thing as a kid. I had so many Batman toys.
Yeah.
Like I had the black and glowing blue car from Batman Forever.
No, you didn't.
Which is like the worst Batman. Like Val Kilmer, apologies if you ever listen. You were awful.
Mr. Squarejaw.
But it did introduce us to a very nice Robin. But the car, the amazing car. But yeah, Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman,
Wow.
which I think I still have as well up there. And she had a whip.
Oh yeah.
The whip's now gone, but like she was one of those ones that you could move
Shame.
the arms and legs. It was
She's my
amazing.
favourite cat-based woman.
What?
Catwoman. That Catwoman is my favourite cat-based woman.
Oh, I
It's
don't
incredible.
know.
Yeah.
Halle Berry was good.
Yeah, the
What?
film was
It's the most
shockingly bad.
panned film in the whole
She looked good.
superhero universe.
I think she probably look good.
Probably the look.
Yeah.
But I do, yeah.
I give her
Michelle.
credit for trying, but I've seen clips and like
yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer was like super iconic.
just. And do you know what really like the one thing that really annoys me about the film
She got
is
sewn into a suit apparently. in
yes,
that
she
film,
did.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
They did the whole like setup at the end of Batman Returns where like Catwoman's looking up at the Batman side and I was like, oh my god, this means there's going to be a third. They're going to get Michelle Pfeiffer back in, and then it never happened.
Oh,
It's like, well,
shame.
screw you, Tim Burton, who I love. Anyway, moving on to like actual toys. I had like when Jurassic World came out, they had I had a few like Jurassic Park toys and stuff like figurines, but there was one that I saw in Asda when I was a kid, and it was a T-Rex like puppet that you like put your hand up the back and then into the mouth.
Oh.
I was obsessed.
How cool.
I really wanted it. And my mum kept saying, no, the usual stuff like, maybe one
Next
day
year.
we'll have it. And then I can't remember when it happened, but I knew my mum was going to get it. I was like, oh my god, this is it. So I was at school.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's
Wake
happening.
the children! Ring the bells!
I remember coming home, I walked in and I was expecting to have this T-Rex and it wasn't there. And my mum was like, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, she even sat me down and she went, I'm really sorry they didn't have any. So rather than hear anything else, I just started screaming, bawling my eyes out and ran upstairs. And at some point I must have cried myself to sleep.
Oh,
Woke
dear
up,
Sam.
came downstairs like when it was all dark. And like obviously it's just like late evening or whatever. And my mum was sat in the living room with the T-Rex. Like she had actually got it. She was playing a joke.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
good
Which
old
obviously
mum.
backfired dramatically. But yeah, and I've still got this T-Rex now.
This is the one in your attic?
Yeah.
Did I not serve you a sandwich fry T-Rex's
You
mouth?
did.
Right, yeah.
I
I've
love
seen
that.
it, yeah.
Why
And-
is in the attic? This sounds like I want all my
All
tea
of
to
my-
be served by T-Rex when I come to this house. Thank you.
Yeah, pour you wine.
And then as you're leaving, I'll press the Arnold Schwarzenegger and be like, I'll be back.
The
You will be.
T-Rex.
No, I will get that down as well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I see.
Just play it at the door as you're leaving.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yes, I will.
Actually, all of my childhood
Next
toys are
week.
in the attic.
I feel like we need, after this podcast, everyone, I feel like you need to go find your childhood toys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah.
we've kind of unlocked some memories.
One toy that I forgot about until we actually started talking here was the crash test dummies.
I had one.
Did
Well, it
you
wasn't
have one?
mine, but I had one.
What were these?
They're like small, like what you'd expect from a figurine.
Yeah.
But they were totally like, what's the word when the arms and legs move? Oh my god, there's a particular word.
Articulated?
That's it, articulated. So they're
Gold star.
yes, excellent, fully articulated. But the one in particular I remember having, I had a little car, and then there was a plastic brick wall that you could get, and if you
I had the car.
yeah. The car, you could crash up against the wall and stuff.
Oh yeah, see now all is.
And the wheels would fly out. It would
The
crumple.
airbags would come in.
Yeah, the airbags would
bonnet
come
would
out.
crumble. It was
What a piece of
excellent.
great engineering that toy was.
Yeah.
I chucked mine down
A
the
toy
stairs
that you
because I thought it
smash.
would smash differently, but obviously it's not gonna.
No.
This is coming from Jonny, who apparently only played with dust. So I think you had
Right,
a few
I think
more...
it might have been my brother, my
yeah,
middle
your
brother's
brothers
one.
are right. Okay.
I
Yeah.
find it astonishing that your brother has all these cool toys.
Again,
Just in the background, like a little ghost.
he had a full Ghostbusters, the full building.
What?
The
Oh my god.
you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
building. That what is it? It's a firehouse.
yes.
Firehouse.
Yeah.
Fire department house with a pole, and then you put goo down it, and it would come down like grates. Like, it's about I don't know half my height.
Was that the Ghostbusters?
Yeah, the Ghostbusters thingy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could put a character on the pole, and he would spin around
Yeah.
and go to the
I
bottom.
think someone had that.
God.
Right. I've got. I mean, I know. Obviously, we've been here for a while. I've got a couple more just to like squeeze in.
You squeeze away, honey.
So there is one that I had as a kid, and then I recently got as an adult, Tamagotchi, which obviously did the rounds
Oh,
in the
God.
90s.
Yeah.
And I remember
God.
all of us at school had them, and then obviously they banned them at school because
of course
like
they did. My duck died in Mrs. Thomas's drawer. Yeah.
mine
bleep.
died in Mrs. Small's drawer, and I was
Oh
like,
no!
God damn it!
Bleep you, Mrs. Thomas.
I could hear it dying in there. I was like, no. But then I found out later on. Apparently, my an old friend that my mum used to have apparently just took lots of like her children's Tamagotchis because she was so afraid of them all dying whilst I was at school. So my mum was sat there once, and
my
her friend
goodness.
just sat there with like 5 Tamagotchis,
Oh.
being like, "That one needs food, all
Like a
poop on that one."
childminder.
Yeah.
Oh
Now,
my goodness.
I had a very nostalgic view of these Tamagotchis. I even nearly bought one the last time we was in Tokyo, and thought,
Yeah.
obviously I'm not going to understand this because it's
In
all in
fact,
Japanese.
there's one there.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
There it is.
I'm looking at one to my right hand side.
So I went to Comic Con this year, and they
Yeah.
had a stand there from the people that make Tamagotchi, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. I'm going to get a
It's
Tamagotchi.
happening. It's
Happening. It's happening. £20, thought it was great, and then I think within half an hour I was immediately irritated and annoyed that I'd bought this thing. It was the most...
So it only really works for teenagers.
Oh, no, it's the... I know
It's
obviously
the
the
beeping.
whole thing is about it is needy. I know it's needy, but I didn't realise just how needy. And then I managed to keep it live for a week. I took it to work with me, so like in between calls I was like sorting out the Tamagotchi, and then when it finally died,
It was
I've
a blessing.
kept it dead. So it's currently on the wall as an art piece, still doing its like little death dance. I just refuse to start. So one day the battery will die. And
Yeah.
It's just a nice memory of what not to get.
Yeah.
It was an
In the
absolute
future.
blessing when it died because the beeping was driving me mad.
Oh, it
as
was
well.
awful.
Did
Absolutely
you
Yeah.
not
awful.
turn the beep off?
No,
No.
none of that.
It was like
Very
I
simple.
pooped. Beep, beep.
Yeah,
Feed
beep,
me,
it was like,
beep,
I've
beep.
just
Oh,
fed you,
I
beep,
know.
beep.
Sounds like the worst kind of relationship.
Hated it. So if you're ever nostalgic about Tamagotchi, just keep it there. Don't get one. Awful.
Yeah, it's like when you re-watch films that
Yeah.
you loved as a kid, and you're like, I what the hell?
I did that once with Mac and Me. I had such a nostalgia trip over that. I loved every minute of it. And then I watched it and thought, this is the worst film I've ever
I
seen.
know. Sometimes you just need to leave things in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
So Tamagotchi.
It's basically is a McDonald's plug. The whole film
What,
is just
Mac and Me?
McDonald's.
really
Yeah.
Mac and Me.
Oh.
Of course, yeah.
But it's
I saw
Madison's first film.
Flubber last week.
Oh no.
Never
No,
ever
no.
go back to that film.
No, I haven't watched it, obviously recently, but it's such a brilliant film. When I watched it
Yeah.
as a child
Yeah.
or like small.
Don't watch it as
teenager,
an adult.
no.
It's actually spoiled
It's like The Mask.
Robin Williams' entire career for me.
No! Right, we need to watch.
So
we
bad.
need to watch Mrs.
Wow.
Doubtfire immediately.
Okay.
After this podcast, we're watching Madam Doubtfire. So
Madam Doubtfire.
on French.
Speaking of videos, okay, the last one I'll quickly get in there.
Yeah.
There was a board game, a videotape board game called Atmosphere. Does this ring any bells?
No.
You've told me about it.
I
We had a
have.
different version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a pirate
Pirate one, that's
literally
the
a pirate,
one.
but not
Yeah.
pirated, but it's literally a pirate.
Yeah.
But basically, you put the videotape in, you got your board game, and whatever. But the videotape is obviously a whole showing of a guy who interacts with you. So he asks questions to you.
Oh my
You
god! So like,
interact.
that's like the boy version of Dream Phone.
Oh
Where
my
you
god,
find, like,
Dream
oh,
I would
Phone.
love to play
Yes.
that.
Aaron! Oh,
And
so the people that we were with yesterday,
Yeah.
they have Dream Phone. They like to play it as adults when they get drunk.
I would love to
Excellent.
play that. I've
Oh.
always heard about the game.
Yeah.
But the thing about the board game, so it only lasted an hour.
Let me have a look. Have you
Yeah.
Googled it?
I've got an image. So Google atmosphere, people, if you ever want to.
Oh gosh!
Does it look familiar?
Gosh, it really, really does.
And throughout, so it's only an
Oh my
hour.
God.
And obviously he calls, like when he asks you questions, and if you don't answer in time, he's like, "Oh, shut up, you maggot," and all that stuff. But his image changed throughout the course of an hour. So he starts off like a normal, like creepy
Yeah.
Grim Reaper.
Was this linked to Nightmare? Remember the show?
Oh god,
Could be.
Because
amazing
it looks
show.
like the man from Nightmare.
It's like Nightmare meets the Supreme Leader guy from
Oh,
Star
I
Wars.
don't know. Sorry, I clicked on a button.
That's right, you didn't see anything. But then he turns into like some horrible, grotesque figure thing. And then as you'll get into like the last 10-15 minutes, the music starts ramping up, and it's a really tense game. But I loved every minute.
Yeah, we had
Once
the
again.
pirate one. The same thing. It must be from the same company.
Yeah.
He started off as a normal pirate and then devolved into like a half skeleton thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
And he
that
would shout
as well.
at you if you're not quick enough.
Oh, just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, and there was a
now-
forfeit. His eye would fill the screen, the TV
Yes, he
screen.
would come right up.
Yeah,
Do
and
you
he goes,
feel
"You
that,
have to
like-
stare at me in the eye for 2 or 4,
Yes, that
30
was the same
seconds
thing.
or something."
Probably the same actor.
Do you
Yeah.
feel that like children aren't scared enough these days? So I think a lot of kids' toys were quite scary back in the day, and now I
Scary?
don't know.
Do you think?
No.
I don't know.
We should go.
I think the toys were more inventive back
I
then.
said we should go for a trip to a toy store, but
Do you know? I wouldn't mind doing Hamleys.
I love
They're in
Hamleys.
trouble, so we
I-
should go before they get shut down.
Oh.
The only the last time I was in Hamleys, I was 5. I went to the section that bleeped a lot, and I
The
hit
gadget section.
the gadget section.
Yeah.
What was the other toy store? Is it Smith's? Smith's Toy
Ooh,
Store?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Toys R
almost
Us are
a Toys
gone.
R Us Rebecca. But it's only gone in the UK though.
What,
Same
Toys
as
R Us?
Yeah, same as Woolworths. Like it's big in America. It's still there.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah.
shame.
Toys R
Hamleys. I
Us.
would quite like to go to Hamleys.
Yeah.
Hamleys.
We could do that. Can I throw in some honourable mentions?
Yes.
Same.
Scribble Scramble.
Yeah.
Scribble, scrabble, screamy, scribble, skibble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mousetrap. And my final one is Play-Doh,
Yes.
where you push the Play-Doh into the man's head and his hair would come out.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
I love that.
that laugh.
In that case,
I would like to do that as an adult.
I've also got an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Another school craze. Pogs.
I had it on my
Did you have
list.
pogs?
Oh, God, I was
She almost threw wine all over our
What?
carpet.
I had Pog as well, but what was it?
Pogs. So like
Did you have to throw them at each
you
other?
had to throw the pog not at each other.
have a pog.
I can't remember like how the mechanics work, but you have your people's pogs on the floor, and then you just throw your pog. I don't know if it flips over, then you
Oh, I
win
don't
some.
know. You just had to collect
Lots of trading.
pogs.
Yeah.
I made a whole wall of pogs.
Did
Just
you?
like
I
glue, I
loved
glued them
pogs.
all. Mm.
Love pogs.
Mm.
Can I have an honourable
Go
mention?
for it.
Yeah.
They were number 1 on my list, and I absolutely love them. Glowworms. Figurines
Glowworms?
again, because
Oh.
and they glowed in the dark. And there was one you slept with, and it was green.
I remember
the long green one.
Yeah.
And it had like a glass, like fluorescent bulb in the back. If you see, like, it was really dangerous actually. And you hugged it, and its face would glow. Glowworm, big green glowworm. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't know, I'm afraid.
No.
I don't. Oh my god. Sounds amazing.
I do remember the glow one. Like, I remember the pictures of it,
Yeah.
like being in the, going to sleep with it.
What?
Yeah. Oh, no.
I've just
Oh.
googled
Although I do
something
remember
that
that,
looks a
though.
bit strange.
I do remember that though.
Green glowworm, like it was a bed
Also-
toy, like it was a nightlight because its head.
Do you remember? So I'm going to pick something up that I think every household seemed to have this.
Yeah.
Which is this? The little monkey that you could suck the thumb.
Moochies.
Is that what they
Are
are?
they called moochies?
Smells very
I don't
old.
know. It's one of my
Well,
childhood
hang on,
ones.
let's have a smell because that's the plastic. It's not that smell.
What?
were right
Let
in
me
there.
smell that. What's going
Does
on?
not smell like.
Just smells old. That doesn't smell like the
It just
plastic.
smells like dust.
Just smells like dust.
It does, but you know when you like expecting like I don't know,
I
like
was expecting your nostalgia trip.
strawberry shortcake yumminess, which was another toy that I really love.
That was a monkey, by the way, that can pick
Yes.
his nose and
I think they're
And
called
his toes?
moochies.
Moochies.
Yeah, moochies.
yeah, there's a whole series of them. Yeah, another one. I got that around the same time as Linda. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if they came as
Okay.
a couple.
One last plug.
Go for it.
Go. What was your favourite toy? Just pick one.
What
Favourite.
out of the ones that we did? That we
Yeah,
done?
or ones you've done, or a new one.
Oh.
Oh, the booby trap.
Booby trap.
Yeah.
What?
Which was a 60s or 50s toy which was banned and was given to me.
Was it boobs?
It
Johnny
was-
just
why you're so
like
averse to
a really cheeky thumbs up, double thumbs up. Wink.
I was
booby
given a
trap.
pair of breasts. It was fantastic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and yet you're still gay. Sam.
Do you know what? I am gonna just plug one more new one. Micro machines. I loved micro machines so
Yes.
much, and I had many of them, and I wish I still had them.
Oh,
I think most of them were at the bottom of the pond that we had in the garden because I used to love.
just throwing them in the pond.
Oh no! It sounds very, it's very difficult to explain, but basically, like when you've got all like the silt at the bottom of the pond, and you pull like a stick through it. I loved looking at like how the silt and smoke moved. It was like a
Smoke.
well, not smoke, but no. Do you know like when volcanoes erupt, like how
Yeah.
that looks and the pyroclastic flows? That's what it looked like in the water to me. So I used to throw my
Oh.
toys in it.
Oh, okay.
And then my
I get
dad
it.
got rid of the pond and buried it. So there's a
Do you know what?
there's
You
a
could
garden
be
in where I grew up with
you
loads of
could
toys in it.
Be a millionaire. They are worth so much
I
right
know.
now.
I know. But yeah, micro machines.
Okay, mine. I think it is the one I can't pronounce. The Gabaloop.
Oh, the Galoob!
The Galoob Sweet Secret Panda Gems, just because it unlocks such a strong childhood memory, and they would like kind of link to this kind of key secret keeper thing, big purple snail thing that smelled lovely.
I think I know that snail. I mean, that sounds like
snail.
we go down to the pub together all the time.
Her name's Gladys. Gladys. I don't know where that comes from.
Friends!
I don't know, but on that note, I think we
Yes.
are done. And thank you so much for joining us. Dan, it's really it's been a really lovely nostalgia trip. I
Yeah,
really
that was really
enjoyed
fun.
looking at this one.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, it really did take me
That
to take
teapot
me
on the tree.
back.
Amazing.
It's Fisher Price.
Fisher
They knew how
Price.
to do it. And then obviously a massive shout out to the Queer Little Shop. Go
Yeah.
and check them out. They're awesome. And to Ren, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ren.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks
everyone.
Thanks for listening. Bye from me.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Loosey Goosies. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support us, check out our Patreon for exclusive content, behind the scenes extras, and more. You can also find the link to our YouTube channel there. Until next time, stay loose.